Hello and welcome back. Today we are going to see how Spark works. Now this is very important because we need to understand how Spark works under the hood. There are few important terms with Spark. What are driver and executors? What is job, stages and tasks? Today we are going to see an example and understand what are driver and executors, what is job, stage and task, and how Spark works with this. Let us consider a very generic example. We have one instructor who have few group of peoples. So A, B are two different individuals and we have four groups all marked in green. And instructor has a work. So what he needs to do is, this is a bag of marble where marbles are segregated into pouches. Now the job in hand for the instructor is to count the total number of marbles. So what instructor does, he assigns each pouch to different person. So consider this marble pouch goes to A, this goes to B, this goes to E, and this goes to D. Now the instructor asks each of them to count the total amount of marble in each pouch they have and to note it down in a piece of paper. So what each individual does is, A reports he has 10 marbles, B reports he has 5 marbles, E report he has 25 marbles, and D report he has 15 marbles. Now the instructor got the local count for each of the pouches, but he needs the total count. So he asks G, go and collect all the counts and give him the total count. So what G does is, G goes and collect all the counts. So he collects 10, 5, 15 and 25, and he sums up all of them, which is equals to 55. Now G reports this to instructor. The total count is 55. Now the instructor has the total count. Now if you have understood it properly, we did the count in two processes. The first one is the local count and the second one is the global count. And in between these two, we had a shuffle stage where G went and collected all the values from each of the groups. So the data was shuffled between the groups. So this is where the shuffle happened. Now, to do shuffle, each one of them has written the data in a piece of paper, right? And that paper was shared to G. So the data was persisted into something. And this is how Spark works. So for Spark, instructor is driver. And each group is executor. And whatever the count was done by each individual is task. And since the counting was divided into two pieces, local and global, these are two stages. And we saw how these stages were divided when we had shuffle. So whenever in a job there is a shuffle happening, the job will be divided into stages. Shuffle is the boundary which divides a job into stages. You always need to remember this. So with this example, we understand how we arrived at the calculation. Now we go ahead and see what is the individual responsibility of each component. The first one is driver. Driver is basically the heart of Spark application. It maintains all relevant information that is required for executors. It analyzes, distributes, and schedules the work. Next is executor. There are majorly two tasks only for executor. The first one is execute the code, and the second one is respond to driver with execution status. These are the major tasks that driver and executor do. Let's summarize what we have learned till now. A user assigns a job to driver. Driver in turn analyzes, distributes, and breaks down the job into stage and task and assign it to executors. Executors are basically JVM process. This runs in the cluster machines and it consists of cores. Now in this example, we have 6 cores and 3 executors. All the 6 cores can run in parallel and perform 6 tasks at a time. And we also need to remember one core can only do one task at a time. So 6 cores running in parallel would do 6 tasks at a time. And this parallel nature is something that provides Spark the capability of parallel processing. Today we have seen how Spark works under the hood. In the next video, we will see what is DAG, how execution plan works, and what are Spark session and Spark context. Till then, keep learning, keep sharing, keep growing.